What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be starting a new segment called Quick Thoughts, and I really just wanted to talk about Boba Cunning. This deck has already been performing very well at store showdowns, and I remember talking about this deck about a month ago. I think it was one of the first videos I did was on this deck because this deck is awesome, and it got me excited about this game. And I remember saying that this deck is possibly better than Boba Green. And the results are showing that it's definitely up there and very competitive. I think with the new set and some of these new cards that this deck gets even better. So this is a deck that you are going to have to prepare for and watch out for. So the first card that I think is awesome in this deck is Mclunky. So Mclunky says return a friendly non-leader underworld unit to its owner's hand. If you do, deal 3 damage to a unit. So it's a form of removal that costs 1 resource that returns one of your underworld units. So in this deck, a lot of your units, which are a lot of them are underworld units, have when played effects. So for example, Cartel Spacer could be used again after attacking on that turn to exhaust something. Crafty Smuggler could be used to play its shield again after you lose its shield. Then you have Boba Fett. You could return it to your hand in case it was getting damaged to give it full health, for example. 7th Fleet Defender is not Underworld, unfortunately. Bodhi Rook is not Underworld, unfortunately, which would have been awesome. Bossk and Gamorrean Guard, same types of things. Bossk, you ambush in, it gets damaged. You play Mclunky and you play it again, ambush in again. It's pretty awesome. Gamorrean Guard, you play Mclunky to save it, play it again to have it back at full health. Cantina Bouncer, unfortunately, is not an Underworld unit. And then one of my favorite cards for Mclunky is Fett's Firespray. You attack him with Fett's Firespray later in the game, play Mclunky, do 3 damage to something. Then you play Fett's Firespray again and attack it again. Pretty disgusting. The next disgusting card that this deck gets is a new adventure, which says return a non-leader unit that costs 6 or less to its owner's hand. Then its owners may play it for free. So essentially you're paying 2 to attack him with Fett's Firespray again, which is absolutely bonkers. So think about this. Now this is obviously like the perfect hand, right? You attack him with Fett's Firespray for 5. And at that point, you've already had at least 6 resources. Let's say you have 7 resources. You have 3 new adventures in your hand. You play new adventure 3 times and attack it for 15 more damage in 1 turn. You attacked in for 20 damage in 1 turn with 1 Fett's Firespray. That is absolutely insane that it has that potential. That is a ridiculously busted card that only costs 2 resources in this deck. Even in Boba Green, it's only going to cost 4 resources, which is still crazy. But the fact that you can do that in this deck and pair it with Mclunky, Fett's Firespray is going to be bonkers in this deck. The next ridiculous card is Boba Fett's Armor, which I only have 2 of in the list at the moment. I'm sure that will go between 2 and 3 as I test this deck out. Once we are able to test it out live, force table is one thing, but this says attach it to a non-vehicle unit if it's attached to a Boba Fett, which could either be the Boba Fett Disintegrator or the Boba Leader. So let's start with Boba Fett Disintegrator. It becomes a 5/7 if it's and then would it be dealt damage, you prevent 2 of that damage. So it makes Boba Fett Disintegrator a lot better, and I think that's oftentimes what you're going to be attaching it to because it comes out sooner, and it makes it more of a nuisance that can do a lot of damage to exhausted units and leaders and all sorts of stuff. Makes it harder to kill. So there's a very good chance that I pump that up to 3, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what this deck looks like real fast. Then you put it on the Boba Fett Leader, which is a 4/7, so it becomes a 6/9 and prevents 2 damage that would be dealt to it every time. So this deck is already very good. A new adventure and Mclunky just allow you to do really sweet things in this deck. This deck is going to be so much fun to play. This deck is already very fun to play, but a new adventure is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous card. Mclunky is ridiculous as well because it's removal that plays to your advantage of playing your units when played, as well as giving them back full health or giving them a shield again for the Underworld, all the Underworld units, and attacking him with Fett's Firespray again. Same thing with New Adventure, but just some food for thought, and that's my quick thought for the day. Good Lord.